Smoke Master D coming at you with another episode of Barbecue Buyer's Guide, and this time to the biggest budget quarter-inch offset smokers. Notice our chapter times here. We've added a section called Grill v Grill. I'm really excited about that. If you want to jump ahead, please do. All right, and we always usually start out with a map. This is where the factory locations are, and that's going to affect pricing with shipping. So we have Tulsa there with Bell Fabrications, Uvalde, Texas with Lyfetyme Smokers, and then the Old Country BBQ Pits. Their headquarters is in Laredo, Texas, but I do believe their factory is across the border in Mexico, probably very nearby to Laredo. One other thing you're going to want to note is how central Tulsa and Bell Fabrications are to the country, to the United States. Now you can see me on that little dot over in North Carolina and how much closer Tulsa is to me than Uvalde or Laredo. And I think that that's going to be true for much of the United States. Now, Old Country Barbecue Pits, with their partnership with Academy Sports, and I think their lower prices overall, I think they build some of the shipping into that price. They're still going to be pretty low either way. Unfortunately, we're going to see for Lyfetyme that that's not really the case for them. But let's continue and look at that. And we're going to start with Bell Fabrications, and this is a one-man operation. Craig Bell, he's the man, and he's been doing this for a little while now. And wow, what an amazing deal. Let's think about this here. 3/8 inch steel. Okay. So the gold standard is 1/4 inch steel. And then you take half of that, another eighth, and add that on. So it's like the gold standard plus a half. And now for mind-blowing prices, 2 feet by 3 feet is $700 for this backyard grill. And the one that we're going to be looking at, the 2 foot by 4 foot, is $1,000. They're both around 800 pounds. And he doesn't charge extra for ports or for grease drains. I asked him about that. And I asked him about his prices, and he told me he just didn't want to raise them. He also told me he bought his steel in bulk. Who knows when he's going to have to buy again? And I know that steel prices have gone up. Hopefully they'll go back down, but whenever he has to buy steel again, how long can he keep his prices this low? I don't know. And for my subscribers, I want to give you a chance to put in an order with Craig, and I am not going to push this episode on Facebook and other outlets for a day and give you that chance. Right now there's a 3-week lead time, but I imagine when people start seeing this video, it could jump to a lot longer than that. So thank you, subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Thank you. But looking at a few other things, there are additional costs. One of the things about Bell is that you can get it customized. He's willing to do that kind of thing. The square firebox you see there is an extra $500. He has to construct the box, he's got to put it together. When you're doing the spherical firebox, you just cut a section of that pipe off and lower it down. But making the square one is a bit more to do. If you want wheels on the front, that's an extra $150. Doesn't include a temp gauge. But yeah, you see that Longhorn design on there. I'm not sure how much that costs. I'm sure you can talk to Craig and figure that out. All right, and now we've got Lyfetyme Smokers. Their slogan is that our name says it all. I bought mine when I was young. Yeah. So these things hopefully are built to last. If you have one, please put a comment down below. How long have you had it? Has it held up? But I have chosen 3 of the Lyfetyme Smokers as representatives here. They have many more sizes than this, smaller and larger. So you'd have to go on their website to see all of them, but I could only cover so much. And these were the ones that met my criteria. I try to go with the biggest. When I say budget, I mean $1,500 or less. So these are the ones that were the biggest for 1,500 or less. So that's why I included them. And we've got that Lyfetyme single lid smoker with Firebox, 16 by 32, and that's 1325. Now they have an interesting naming convention at Lyfetyme. They call smokers what you see on the left there with that vertical sort of smoking section. All of these two others they call grills with fireboxes, even though that's what I would call a smoker. So we're going to take a look there. The 20 by 32 is 1,070, and the 20 by 40 double lid is 1,310. Now they have a single lid, and I believe that's 1,200. If you don't mind, picking up that larger door. All right, and here are some of the add-ons. Um, Firebox, great for main chamber. That's going to be $70. Yeah, if you want to grill burgers in the main chamber and you want to put charcoal down there in the bottom of it. Temperature gauge, $40. The clean out tool, 20. The steak turner. Now that's an interesting thing, a steak turner, but that is 45. Now, this one in the top right, I got excited about. I think it's pretty cool. I learned about it from this Mitchell Trammell guy. So I'm going to put a link to the video he did this in the description. But you see that handle there? This is a baffle between the main chamber and the firebox. And I just, I find that an interesting kind of thing. So, if you throw in a new log and it's, got dirty smoke all over the place, I imagine, I could just flip that handle and close off the main chamber and let that dirty smoke come out the other way. Maybe I'd still want to open the lid to the firebox up top. But yeah, that is innovative. But apparently they don't do that unless you request it. So it is that extra $75 that you have to put on there. And lastly, they don't have any sort of heat management in these things, as far as I know, which is why I found that lava lock there for $98, and it will go in the 20 by 40 double lid as well as the single lid. So, if you're concerned about getting even temperatures, some people aren't. Some people like it to have a hot spot and work things around. But if that's something that you wanted with these smokers, that's the only one that I found. I didn't look exhaustively, for the 16 by 32 or any of the other sizes that they have, the many other sizes they have. But that one, they say, will work for that 20 by 40. And here are a few pictures from Google Maps. This is in Uvalde, When I first saw Lyfetyme smokers, I couldn't believe the prices because these are pipe built smokers, unlike the Old Country BBQ Pits. Old Country BBQ Pits, if you see my last episode on cheaper offset smokers, you know that they take plate and curl it around and do a huge weld down the middle of their cylinder. But these Lyfetyme smokers are pipe. They're the cheapest pipe smokers that I've found. And they are built in the United States. And this is the evidence here. And even more there. There's their yard filled with smokers and grills with fireboxes there. I don't know how they do it. So yeah, and now we have Old Country BBQ Pits. I included them in a previous episode, but now I know quite a bit more about this Brazos DLX. So the base price of the Brazos DLX is this $1199.99. And if you add tax to that here in North Carolina, and in the county where I'm in, it's $1289.99. Now, one of the things that was a little disappointing was, I really wanted to see this on the floor of Academy Sports, but this thing is so popular, I don't think it ever hit the floor. I think, they sold out, which unfortunately is going to be raising the price because if you can't get it from the store for pickup, you have to include shipping. And here's what the website showed me for shipping to myself, and that would be this 1397. So, and that takes us above, the $1,500 threshold that I wanted. Eventually, I'm guessing that popularity is going to die back down. I don't know how long that's going to take, but the cheapest price is going to be picking it up from the store as opposed to the shipping. So, hopefully that happens someday, and we can get back down to that lower price. Yeah, and from what I understand, this is the Brazos, same as the original Brazos, with a counterweight, the ash remover, and a singular tuning plate. One of the frustrating things is that you go to the Academy Sports website and they don't show you, the tuning plate or even the ash remover. I think it's pretty much a pretty basic one. The design with the sort of half moon and the stick. Uh, so this is Fred Marble, and he put on Facebook this this picture of the tuning plate. So I just wanted to show that to you there. But yeah, and here is an email between me and Enrique Riddle, who is, I believe, one of the top managers there at Old Country BBQ Pits, where he's saying that the cooking space is no different. I've seen other places on Facebook where people have said that it was, basically the Brazos and these additions. Now for Grill the Grill. We're going to start off with the original Brazos and this 20 by 32 grill with Firebox from Lyfetyme. And they're going to go head to head, so let's get going. All right, price $9.99 and $10.70. All right, even lower cost with shipping and a higher shipping cost there for the Lyfetyme. All right, steel spring handle, wooden handle. Main grade of 639 inches square, main grade of 570 inches square. Pull out second shelf of 277 inches squared. Removable rib rack of 240 inches squared. This rib rack is another terminology difference that Lyfetyme seems to have. Instead of a second shelf, it is a rib rack. It can be taken out. I don't believe it slides though. $1.09 per square inch of main chamber space. $1.32 square inch of main chamber space. And then firebox size 1775 by 16.5. Firebox area 19 by 18. Now this firebox on the Lyfetyme, it's the same for this smaller single lid as the 20 by 40. So I do believe it is the one place where it's going to outshine the Brazos just a little bit. And the other way is that Lyfetyme smokers are customizable. The Brazos, it's as is, you can't change anything about it. It just comes as it is. And if you're going to make any modifications, you're going to do that yourself. But Lyfetyme, I do believe that they will give you, all those options that I showed previously. You can do those additions. So that is a positive for some. All right, and now the Brazos DLX versus the Lyfetyme 20 by 40 double lid grill with Firebox. Of course, we got those base prices, $11.99.99 and $13.10. All right, Winston shipping, it's going to be $12.89.99, and this is where the double lid unfortunately takes a big fall, and that is $2,003. Steel spring handle versus wooden handle. All right, main grate, 639 inches square. And this is where the double lid Lyfetyme is going to start out shining the Brazos DLX. We've got 722 in the main chamber. Pull out second shelf of 277. And the removable rib rack of 304. So yeah, even the secondary space is It's bigger in this double lid Lyfetyme. $1.31 square inch in the main chamber. $1.19. So it's actually cheaper per square inch for this double lid Lyfetyme if you can get the base price. That being the caveat there. And then the Firebox, as I said before, this double lid has the same as that single lid, and yet still bigger than the Brazos DLX, which is the same as the Brazos. All right, and lastly, we've got the Bell Backyard Grill versus the Lyfetyme single lid smoker with Firebox 16 by 32. All right, and this bell, it's gonna blow the Lyfetyme right out of the water. So here we go. All right, $1,000 and $13.25. Shipping to Winston is $12.89. Now, one of the things about this shipping is that Craig Bell, he likes to have it go to the terminal to terminal, because it's cheaper that way. So with this, I would have to pick it up from a shipping terminal, whereas I believe for this Lyfetyme, it would probably be a little bit cheaper than that 2068, but maybe just under 2000 there. Then we have that bar handle. You can see it pretty clearly on the bell, and wooden handles again for the Lyfetyme. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention that I didn't previously is that this bell, the firebox only opens from the back, which, opening from the back is usually preferred to a really big firebox. I don't think that that's a problem. But one thing, to mention, that it's all from the back and no top lid there. All right, and pull out main grate for that Bell Backyard Grill. Did I mention it's a pull out main grate, which is really cool? It is 1,152 inches square. Now, the main grate from the Lyfetyme smoker there is 450, and I don't think that it's pull out for a main grate. And then the pull out second shelf, they both pull out 576, and there's going to be no rib rack in this smaller 16-inch diameter one, but it is going to have three vertical grates. Now they're going to be, circular there, but all together they're going to be 329.9 inches squared. And that very bottom one is going to be kind of in the base. From what I understand, what they told me is that a lot of people put a water pan there. So maybe, what you'd actually use would be a little bit less than 529.9. But that would be up to you. And some people, do put some stuff on there for cooking. And then the $0.58 per square inch, all the main chamber stuff there, the main grate and the secondary grate, that is amazingly low. And then $1.35 square inches in the main chamber, dollar per square inch. All right, and the firebox size is about 2 by 2 feet. That is what I estimated. And the firebox area is the much smaller 15-inch by 18-inch there for the Lyfetyme smoker. Okay, and now we're into some charts, and this is the stack height. So I got the exact stack heights from Lyfetyme. So that 1.9 over there and the 2.6. For the smoker, the 2.6 is actually from the bottom of that vertical section on the left all the way to the top. So, just something to keep in mind there. I estimated these, when I talked to Craig Bell, he said that the height was 5 inches. And when I looked at it, the main chamber is 4 long. I knew that stack wasn't 5, so I think it's about 3. That's what I think it is. And then for the Old Country BBQ Pits, I said somewhere around 2. It's very hard to get information about the Old Country BBQ Pits. As you know, their website for Academy Sports doesn't lay everything out for you just how you want it. And then we have dollar per square inch, and this is excluding the firebox. And as far as I know, I think the Old Country BBQ Pits are the only ones who put a grate in their firebox for these three. Of course, if you upgraded to the rectangular firebox on the bell, I think you'd have one. But for these Lyfetymes and the bell pictured there, I don't think that you can grill in the firebox. And remember that low price is the base price, and the high would be shipping to myself out here in North Carolina. So you'd have to kind of figure that out for yourself for the high. It's just a point of reference, that and you see that the bell is pretty low there, and I put them in order of lowest to highest with that base price. My thoughts. I think the bell is an amazing deal, and if you want to jump on that, do. It's Craig, he seems to be a good guy. Now, the Old Country BBQ Pits, they're everywhere. Academy Sports is everywhere. It's a little frustrating right now that the demand is so high that you have to go with the shipping in a lot of places. Check their website, see if they have one for pickup. But I'm thinking that it's so popular right now that you're going to have to pay the extra. Lyfetyme smokers. If I were choosing between Old Country BBQ and Lyfetyme, if I lived in Texas where these Lyfetymes are a lot cheaper, they actually sell them at the HEB grocery stores. They sell the Lyfetyme smokers there. If I lived in Texas or one of the surrounding states, it would be a very close race between Lyfetyme and Old Country BBQ Pits, if that was sort of my price range. And I'm not entirely sure whether their build quality is that much better than the Old Country BBQ Pits. It definitely seems like they are building them, more commercially. I guess when you put an order in, they might build it to order, but I think that they're building so many to get out to these stores. Maybe they're not as rigorous with the quality as some of the other places, like the Horizons or Original Texas BBQ Pits or Yoder. And if you want to see some more about those, I'll link my video up there. But yeah, I think Lyfetyme, if you can get it for the right price, which means proximity there in Texas, I think it could be a really great buy. Those are my thoughts. And do you want a Lyfetyme or a Bell or an Old Country BBQ Pits smoker? Are they good? Are they bad? What problems have you had? Next week, I'm hoping to do some more of the upscale mid-tier offsets, including Aaron Franklin's pits, mill scale, capo cooktops. So, eventually I'll switch back to something else like pellet, or I'm really looking forward to doing a bullet smoker episode in the future. Please like and subscribe and get your grill on, y'all.